Welcome, Valpo fans, to another edition of Valpo Basketball Weekly, brought to you by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute. I'm Aaron Levitt. Joining me today is Valpo women's basketball head coach Mary Evans. Coach Evans, thanks for being with me.
Thanks for having me, Aaron.
4 games into your season, and I think one thing that's become clear already is, the old adage is the best thing about freshmen is that they become sophomores, and I think you've seen some real improvement from the sophomore class. You look at last game against Milwaukee, Layla Gold goes off for 23 points, Raven Ray Redmond off the bench, 15 points, 5 assists. Nevaeh Jackson's averaging about 14 a game. Kayla Preston got a chance against Trinity Christian and had a 20-point game against them. Just what have you seen from this group collectively that's allowed them to take their games kind of to the next level this year from where they were at the end of last season?
Yeah, I think it's the same thing that got quite a few of them an opportunity to play as freshmen, and I think they've come in. They've been tireless workers. Maybe not so much on always in the gym getting a lot of extra shots up, but they've been getting in, asking questions, watching film, taking notes. Like Ray gets in and works with Coach Dosick. All the time watching film and is taking notes in her notebook or on her phone, rewatching games, taking notes, really studying the game and how we want to play. So I think that's really helped her. I think Layla's always had it in her to be the type of player we saw at Milwaukee. I think for her as a freshman, she came in and she just wanted to mesh with the other players on the court and not make mistakes and kind of be that steady player for us. And we've really asked her to kind of step outside of her comfort zone and to take more chances and to be more aggressive offensively. She's always kind of been that defensively, but to really get outside her comfort zone and try to score for us. And I think she liked her matchup at Milwaukee and really took advantage of it. And, I think Nevaeh has always had the ability to do what she's doing. She's always been a great shooter. But I think she's looking to be more aggressive in attacking the hoop this year with Sanaya being out. And then Kayla, I think it's just a collective maturity of that team and the growth in the work that they put in. And I think all of them have taken big strides forward from last year to this year and will continue to do so. They're a good group of individual kids who know how to work hard and want to be better and want to do it for the team, not for themselves.
These early season games where you guys have maybe done better this year than in past years has been the points in the paint. In fact, had the advantage there the last 3 games. Milwaukee last time out, you were a plus 12 over them in the paint. Just what's been working on both ends of the court, offensively, getting to the rim and finishing, and then defensively being able to keep these teams away from the paint.
Yeah, I think our defense has been much more aggressive. I think our ball pressure across the board, maybe not consistently through the 40 minutes of a game, but with for the majority of the periods in the game, I think we've been able to really pressure the ball. We're back to fronting the post. We're flying around behind it. So I think we're doing a better job collectively guarding the paint, and I think we're doing a great job attacking it. And I think sometimes with the way we play, teams have to pick their poison. Are they going to take the paint away and give us 3-point shots, or are they going to try to take 3-point shots away and give us the paint? And I think we're making teams pay for it. We're not settling to take early threes. I think we're really making an effort to get paint touches before we try to shoot those shots and to get multiple paint touches. And it's worked out to give us a good boost at the points in the paint. And that's something we got to continue to focus on as we move forward through the season.
Being able to keep teams out of the paint defensively, but the 3-point shooting has been the bugaboo on the defensive end of the court. The 3 Division I opponents all have hit double-digit 3-pointers, shooting nearly 50% from the 3-point line in those games. How do you shore that up going forward?
That was our focus in practice. We had a long talk when we got back from Milwaukee about what we like to do offensively, which in turn are the things we don't want to let opposing teams do. And our defense is built around not giving up layups, uncontested layups in the paint, and not giving up catch and shoot threes. And the latter of that has been a real area of concern. So we worked a ton this week in practice, really working on our closeouts and getting out and getting those shooters off the line. And some of that comes down to trust, right? Trusting that if I fly at that player and they drive it, that my help's going to be there. And so it was a focus this week. We've had 3 really great practices real intense practices, really focusing on no paint touches, but also not giving up catch and shoot threes. And they've responded really well. So we're excited to get on the court tomorrow and hopefully see that carry over to a game.
After a kind of busy stretch to open up the season, 4 games in a week and a half, kind of a lighter stretch here, just 2 games over the next week and a half, heading into Thanksgiving. Familiar foe Tuesday night at Loyola. And then the last game before Thanksgiving at the Arc next Monday against Goshen. Just what are you looking for? I know you always say continued improvement, but
Yes.
specifically, what are you looking at from the team in these couple of games before the holiday here?
We want to see significant growth on the defensive side of the ball. I think as a coaching staff, are we perfect offensively? No, there's always room to grow. But we can't continue to bleed points the way we have through these first three Division I games. And that's what we've talked about. We want to shore up our defense. We want to shore up our defensive rebounding. But this week and these next 2 games and this week, it's a really great time to revisit and refocus on us. Like there's a lot of game prep when you play 4 games in a short amount of time and you're maybe not getting to work on the things that you need to work on to grow as a team. It's more just preparing for games. And so we got back to some basics, closeout stance, slides, how we guard stuff, really getting back to our philosophy defensively. And that's where we need to see growth right now. We need to get much better on that side of the ball.
Game at Loyola tomorrow, 5 p.m. Can be seen on ESPN Plus, and then the last game before Thanksgiving at the Arc next Monday, 6 p.m. against Goshen. Coach Evans, thanks for joining me today. Best of luck these next couple games.
All right. Thanks, Aaron.
This has been Valpo Basketball Weekly, brought to you by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute.